All right, so in this video, I'm going to break it down to you how you can actually pay your rent reselling diabetic testing supplies, also known as diabetic medical commodities, whichever you want to call it. This video, I'm going to give you the math on what's required so you can start this very simple business and actually use it to pay your rent and maybe any other expenses that you have on a recurring basis. So I grabbed this quick statistic, which basically gave a bunch of different rental companies basically reporting what the national rent is nationwide, and Rent Cafe says, May 2025 was around 1761. Rent.com said around 1467. Apartments.com said around 1600. Again, they said around 1625, and Apartment Advisor gave a median range of 1589 for May of 2025. So with all those numbers added up, typically a one-bedroom apartment is going to run you somewhere between 1590 to 1760. Now, if you're maybe in the Midwest somewhere or down south, I'm sure you can find a cheaper apartment. Maybe even some apartments are $1,200, $1,300, but pretty much nationwide, rents are going up, rents are getting pricier. And if you have a skill set and if you have something in addition to what you're already doing, whether it's working a full-time job or maybe you are already a business owner, having something where you can supplement your income and an additional income can allow you to offset expenses. So in this video, I'm going to share with you the math needed that where you can actually pay your rent buying and reselling diabetic testing supplies or diabetic medical commodities. So here are the four main brands that we buy. There's a bunch of other brands that we buy. There's a bunch of other brands that we don't buy. So it's really important to know what we buy, what we don't buy, what we pay, what we need to pay in order to make a profit. But I'll give you a few examples in this video just so you understand what you need to pay and how much you can actually profit. So here's the four most popular brands and boxes. All of these brands have sub brands and different offset brands that you can buy, but the main brands and some of the main brands and boxes you'll see are One Touch Ultra 100 count, Freestyle Light 100 count, Contour or Bayer Contour 100 count, and AccuCheck Aviva Plus 100 count. And you can buy these from your clients for around $25 or so. Now, depending on the deal, depending on the quantity, it could be more, it could be less, but I typically wouldn't drop below $20 per box, just because you want to retain the client. And if the client goes somewhere else and they find that maybe somebody else is paying 25 or 30 or 35 or 40, you could definitely lose the client. And it's not an issue to pay more. It really depends on the deal. But typically, just for this video and for this example, you're typically going to be paying around $25 or so per box. And in future videos, I'll explain more why you're going to pay that number specifically for these boxes, but you'll be paying around 25, and these boxes sell for 65. And where are we selling them? Well, we're not selling them on eBay. We're not selling them to other diabetics. We're selling them to big name wholesalers / pharmacies with dedicated prices. So it doesn't matter if I have one box, 5 boxes, 10 boxes, 50 boxes, 100 boxes, all day long, we're going to be selling them for $65, leaving us with a profit of $40. Now, for this box right here, we're going to be paying around $30 per box, reselling for around $70, with leaving us with a $40 profit. This box, $20 on the purchase, sells for $55 with a profit of $35. And this box, we're going to have a purchase price of around $30, reselling for $70, leaving us with a profit of $40. So this box is going to make us about $40 profit, whether it's one box, 5 boxes, 10 boxes, or more. This box is going to make us about $40 profit each time we buy it, whether it's one box, 5 boxes, 10 boxes, or more, and so on and so forth with these boxes as well. So just a quick example, if you have, 10 boxes, you pay $250 for 10 boxes, you resell them for $650, you're going to make $400 profit. Now, I just want to share with you some quick facts that I know about your customer that may have some of these, some of these, some of these, or some of these. One, they get between 1 to 20 extra boxes per month on a repeat basis. So not every time is it going to be per month. It could be per week. It could be bi-weekly. It could be tri-weekly. It could be monthly. It could be bi-monthly. It could be, however much time split between how often they get more supplies or more, boxes that look like this, extra diabetic supplies. but typically it's going to be on some sort of repeat factor. For example, I have one client in particular. I only see her 2 times per year, but every time I see her, I make well over $1,000 in profit. So every client is different, but typically, they are going to get 1 to 20 extra boxes per month, or whatever the time frame is, on a repeat basis. So whether it's monthly, bi-monthly, tri-monthly, that makes sense. Number two is they don't need the extras, right? They have a surplus, or they have extra that they don't need, and they won't use them. They're just going to keep stacking them up. That's going to, maybe this month they have 2 or 3 extras. Then next month they have 6 extras, 9 extras, 12 extras, 15. They simply don't need all of these supplies, and they're either going to throw them out or let them expire. So here's a super basic example, right? Let's assume that you have a few clients, and you don't need a lot of clients to be able to buy 10 boxes of this, 10 boxes of these, 10 and 10, right? To buy 40 boxes per month, this could be one client, believe it or not. It could be 2 clients, it could be 3 clients, but let's just assume, right, it's 5 clients. Or let's just assume, for easy math, it's 10 clients, right? So 10 clients are selling you 4 boxes each. But like I said, it's not unlikely for 2 clients to be selling you 20 boxes each, right? This is very common. This happens all the time. So let's just say you buy 40 boxes in a month. You buy 10 boxes of One Touch Ultra, you buy 10 boxes of Freestyle Light, you buy 10 boxes of Contour, and you buy 10 boxes of AccuCheck Aviva Plus 100 count. Now for the One Touch Ultra, you're paying $250, right? So 25 times 10 is $250, reselling for $650. Freestyle Light, you're paying $300, because 30 times 10, that's how much you're paying. And like I said, depending on the deal, depending on what's involved, you might be paying more, you might be paying a little bit less, but this is just a ballpark number. Freestyle Light, you're paying $300, selling for $700. Contour, you're paying $200, selling for $550. AccuCheck, you're paying $300, selling for $700. So the total profit is $1,550, right? $400 profit here, $400 profit here, $350 profit here, and $400 profit here, for a total profit of $1,550, $1,550. And you are going to be able to buy from these clients month after month after month after month. I have some clients that I've been buying their diabetic testing supplies for years and years on end. Now, from time to time, these clients will drop off, or maybe they don't get a surplus of supplies like they once did. But 8 or 9 times out of 10, these clients are going to come back to you month after month after month. And if you're able to make, an extra $1,500 per month, even just from a few clients, and doing this on a minimal scale, like I'm talking this operation right here, right? This example right here would literally take you less than 10 hours per month, right? 10 hours per month, 2 to 3 hours per week. I typically tell people to dedicate, 15 or so hours, 10 to 15 to 20 hours per month with this, especially when they first start out. But this right here, this example where you're buying 40 boxes, you're making an extra $1,500 in profit per month that could go towards, expenses, bills, and then some can be used to reinvest and grow this and make this larger and make this more successful and scale it. But if you're able to make an extra $1,500 per month from something that only takes, 10, 15, 20 hours per month, that's super lucrative. So this is totally possible. And then once you have, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, hundreds of clients, it becomes super lucrative. And if you guys want to learn how to actually do that, so you can set this up for yourself, so you know what to say, what to pay, what to buy, what to look for, get access to the buyers, learn how to do this with Facebook ads, learn how to do this where you can really grow it and scale it. Maybe you want to leave your current job, or maybe you want to, build another business alongside of what you're already doing, or maybe you want to exit your business and looking for something that's more, simple and not so complex. This could definitely be it. So what I want you to do is go to the link down in the description, click the link, watch the free training,